oil company CEOs going to the White House this morning, and President Biden is slamming the oil companies again as he pushes for a gas tax holiday. Watch.
To the companies running gas stations and setting those prices at the pump, this is a time of war, global peril, Ukraine. These are not normal times. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you are paying for the product. Do it now. Do it today.
All right, whispering again. Biden's plan already getting pushback from his own party, including from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Experts are warning that the holiday will not do much for American wallets, with prices likely to stay above $4 a gallon. All of this as Biden will skip a meeting with oil executives at the White House today, even as he plans to sit down with the Saudis next week. Jennifer Granholm, instead, the energy secretary, will meet with the CEO of oil companies this morning. Joining the conversation all morning long this morning is former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins and Strategic Wealth Partners President and CEO Mark Tepper. Gentlemen, great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Doug, what do you make of this? You got President Biden skipping the meeting with oil executives as they head to the White House today. We've already seen Chevron push back on the president's claims and attacks on the industry profits.
Well, I hope they start pushing back. I mean, look, this is a president who goes on TV, goes on and does interviews and claims that they're the evil behind everything we're seeing at the gas pumps, when actually it's his own policies, but then yet will not sit down in a room with them to talk about it. This is the leadership problem, the leadership gap you have. And then he throws the ideas of the gas tax and suspending that when you don't even have support on Capitol Hill. It shows a president right now who frankly just isn't in command. And when you tell reporters, well, I'm not going to meet with them, but my staff will do it, that is the ultimate insult, I think, to the American people, but also to these executives who are going to be there to talk.
Mark, what's your take? I mean, look, the oil sector has been the place to be in this market that has been down, and yet recently we've seen even these stocks roll over. What are we going to hear from the CEOs of oil companies today at the White House?
That's a great question. I mean, I would assume that most of these companies are going to say, look, if you want us to help, if you want us to fight for the greater good, you're going to have to give us some long-term runway from a policy standpoint. Because, you know, this whole gas tax holiday, I think President Obama back in 2008 called it a gimmick, and that's exactly what it is. It is a ploy. It's a tactic. It's a short-term Band-Aid to try to plug a gaping wound. It's a big problem. It's more, from my perspective, more aimed at buying votes for President Biden than actually fighting inflation. So, you know, big issue. I mean, I think the average consumer is going to save like less than $3 per tank of gas from this gas tax holiday. So it's really not a needle mover at all. What we need to do as a country is we need better domestic energy policy. We need to incentivize these energy companies to drill, to produce, all those things. But the only way you can get them to do that is to change long-term energy policy. You can't just change something for the short term.
Well, we're going to keep watching this story because the CEOs are headed there, and we will get the latest on what we will hear from this meeting where Jennifer Granholm will lead that meeting. We were just getting started this morning.